Whoa! Wait, where'd you get that?
The Slurpee machine in the back.
That's embalming fluid.
The beverage industry is highly competitive and companies debut risky products to try to grab a share of the market. But many are duds. So let's take a look at the top 10 disgusting beverage fails. Part 2. Twisted Tropicana.
Tropicana Twister. Flavors Mother Nature never intended, but should've.
And they make you drink it.
We've come to expect that a beverage under the Tropicana brand should be somewhat healthy, or at the very least healthier than regular soft drinks. After all, the company is best known for its orange juice, a drink full of vitamins and nutrients. Tropicana's Fruit Fury Twisters were supposed to be hip and bold, but apparently weren't supposed to be very healthy. This is a flat soda masquerading as a fruit juice-based drink.
Well, why don't you just put some broccoli in there?
Greed for a bigger piece of the beverage market could be the only explanation for a decision like this. Wonder how much money Tropicana spent or wasted on bringing this ill-conceived beverage to the market, only to watch it become a clear-cut, disgusting beverage fail. Tropicana has been good at selling orange juice and some other products for a pretty long time, so hopefully they'll just go back to doing that.
Trust me, we have to go back.
So be it.
I typically am not a big fan of green tea because it has sort of a bite to it.
Green tea is a healthy beverage full of antioxidants, so when you buy a SoBe tea, that's what you want. You want it to be a relatively healthy drink. But what were you really buying? Tea is healthy, yeah, sure, but this is another case where you might as well have bought a soda. At least when you buy a soda, you know what you signed up for when you buy it. SoBe is owned by PepsiCo, so perhaps this explains the reliance on sugar.
Sweet tooth.
That's fine for sodas, but for green tea, not so cool. If you're trying to get the healthy benefits of green tea, you can easily make your own hot or cold tea for just pennies and only add as much sugar as you want. If SoBe and other drink makers want to play games, then so be it. Consumers are now wise to their games and have given them a big thumbs down. Shouldn't we have expected more from SoBe? This has been a successful beverage company with a number of popular drinks, so I guess they got a little ahead of their skis with this one. Something many companies have done, so we could give them a pass, but careful, SoBe, you're on thin ice.
Come on, the ice may be thin, but it's strong enough to hold a 10-ton mammoth and a 9-ton possum.
Snapple Out of It.
Guess we're not the only ones that love Snapple.
Why do New Yorkers love this stuff more than anybody?
Snapple was at the forefront as iced tea was revealed to be a viable competitor in the soft drink market. This premium tea, full of flavorful varieties, developed quite a profile by name alone, Snapple, which today almost serves as a stand-in for iced tea in some circles. There are some pretty common flavors like lemon and some slightly fancier ones such as raspberry tea. Snapple also offers a variety of fruit juices, and this is where everything went south. The company decided to inflict us with a product it named Agave Melon Antioxidant Water. Right off the bat, the name itself is too long and almost pretentious to a certain extent, all while checking off various healthy drink requirements. The problem with this drink is that it's not very healthy. It turns out that the natural flavoring used in the drink, the agave nectar, was basically just a liquid sugar.
Snapple.
Can I get a Snapple that's lightly sweetened?
Yes, sugar is all natural, but that doesn't mean it's a healthy food. So you probably shouldn't make a drink touted as a healthy alternative, then load it up with a high-calorie sweetener. It just doesn't make sense.
Actually, I'm gonna stick with my Snapple if that's okay.
That's cool with me.
Wake up, Pepsi.
Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi.
Maybe PepsiCo would like to blame Pepsi AM on the 1980s. After all, the 1980s also brought us Cabbage Patch Kids and The Last Starfighter. Whatever the reason, the soft drink giant decided it wanted to compete with the most popular morning drink in the universe, coffee. Millions of people drink this beverage every day, and many of them drink it mostly for the caffeine hit it provides. However, a lot of people really don't like coffee, but still need the caffeine. Enter Pepsi AM. This variant of Pepsi was marketed explicitly as a morning drink and had 28% more caffeine than regular Pepsi.
All right, give me a Pepsi free. You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
The drink was test marketed in several places around the United States, but it didn't do well with soda drinkers, or coffee drinkers for that matter. The truth is, the folks over at Pepsi should have known that soda drinkers were already enjoying their regular cola in the morning, and it was just enough to get their caffeine fix. If people were already using the company's product this way, why couldn't the beverage giant market it in such a way? There would have been no need for all this Pepsi AM morning soda nonsense. In the end, while it may not have been that disgusting, it's certainly a beverage fail PepsiCo would rather forget about.
Hey, forget about it.
Frito-Laymonade.
Get your llama lemonade right here!
We all know that Frito-Lay is a big snack chip manufacturer, and most of us have enjoyed the company's products more than once. Chips are salty, so naturally we'd want a cold beverage to go with them, like a soda or even maybe lemonade. This was probably Frito-Lay's thought process because they decided to come up with their own line of drinks, including lemonade in 1998. Since PepsiCo owns Frito-Lay, this attempt to break into the soft drink market seemed a little like double dipping on the company's part. It looks like Pepsi came up with a way to market Frito-Lay chips and its soft drinks as a snacking pair. Two birds with one stone, we might say. Associating certain flavors with specific kinds of chips was a great way to sell both items. Like, what would go best with a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos?
Don't touch my Doritos. Seriously.
Perhaps a tall, cold glass of lemonade? Anyway, that's what the marketing professionals at these companies are paid for, so they should be able to figure it out. It's very possible that a little work and creativity on their part could have avoided this lemonade becoming a bit of a drink joke. It says a lot about Frito-Lay and PepsiCo that they couldn't make something as simple as lemonade work.
Lemonade's for babies anyways. I'm going to Moe's for beer.
Crystal Frapp.
You frapped me! She frapped me! I got Frapp in my stash!
The Crystal Ball Frappuccino was supposed to be the next big thing at Starbucks, but unfortunately, the coffee giant couldn't foresee that this particular beverage was destined to experience a very unfortunate fate. This 2018 offering wasn't the first drink fired from the Starbucks Frappuccino arsenal, like the colorful unicorn Frappuccino drink, which graced us with its limited-time presence in 2017. Social media helped this sweet coffee drink to go viral around the world, to the consternation of many baristas who had to work double time at the coffee machines to concoct this fantasy drink that was all too real. The Crystal Ball Frappuccino, however, was a green glittered drink that, for some unexplained reason, tasted like a peach.
You may wish for an apple or an orange, but you will get a peach.
Different colored candy gems were supposed to tell the customers their future, but apparently they would just annoy them instead. This drink had a short lifespan before vanishing into thin air. The gems failed to divine the fate of this Starbucks beverage fail, so perhaps the coffee giant will be a little more careful the next time it wants to create a social media-driven product without putting too much thought into it.
Oh, I wish I was dead.
Rocky Mountain H2O.
Can you not tell that I don't want any water?
It's not hard to find water, not even the sparkling kind, at your local convenience store, grocery store, vending machine. It's literally everywhere. Coors makes good beer and apparently makes it with good water sourced from the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Fancy, right? But it wasn't good enough to sell beer made from this water. The company had to take it one step further. It decided it should sell the water too. Unless they were giving a bottle of water to customers for every bottle of beer to encourage proper hydration, it sounds like a pointless and silly idea.
This is not a good idea!
The Coors marketing team could have come up with this idea as a fun and helpful promotion, but instead they got greedy and tried to get into the bottled water game, an already saturated segment of the beverage market. Sparkling fresh water is a selling point for Coors beer, but it didn't seem to be much of a selling point for Coors water, because as we all know, water is just water after all. There isn't much more to say about it than that. While it's true many people spend a lot of money on bottled water, there are so many brand name and off-brand name sources of water to choose from. No one was crying out for Coors sparkling water. Although there is no reason to think this sparkling water was disgusting, it was certainly a pretty glaring and obvious beverage fail.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Bacon soda.
There's bacon right here, and where there's bacon grease.
Yes, bacon soda was a real thing. It actually existed. People might think you're saying baking soda, the common baking ingredient in cakes and other pastries, but no, it's a bacon-flavored soda that was actually put on the market for actual sale. The world has officially seen everything. Several soft drink companies manufactured the dubious beverage, including the Lester's and Jones brands. Even if you really like bacon, it's unclear why anyone would want to drink anything bacon-flavored. This particular flavor feels like one of those novelty flavors sold purely for the publicity. You think bacon soda is gross? So do we, but here's a bunch of flavors you might like. Pretty much any other flavor sounds more appealing than bacon.
No bacon today?
You got a nutrition flag means no bacon.
This disgusting beverage fail is right up there with another classic, the gravy-flavored soda. No one would actually want these, but those who do would have a story to tell if they were willing to try them. Why would someone pivot so far from tradition and create something as barbaric as bacon? These are just gimmicks companies try to use to get the attention they apparently can't get with their regular flavors. Maybe if they'd come out with something like an egg-flavored soda to drink alongside, they would have something on their hands. Because, after all, we all know that breakfast sodas are the next big thing.
Bacon's like the opposite of medicine. It's like, take that, Lipitor, I'm bacon.
Red Lobsterita?
Dial 911, it's the Lobster Squad.
The title of this item should speak volumes about what exactly went wrong here. Red Lobster is a popular seafood chain that is known for, well, its seafood dishes like lobster and shrimp, but took it upon itself to try to get into the pricey, trendy cocktail game. Instead of landing the big one, however, the restaurant chain ended up with lobster on its face. A Lobsterita, as you might have guessed, is Red Lobster's version of the margarita, so popular at Mexican restaurants. The strawberry version of the drink has about 500 calories with almost 70 grams of sugar.
That must be the sugar.
If this drink was a dessert, it would make a little more sense. As if this Lobsterita wasn't bad enough, the seafood chain also offers a drink called a Lotta Colada. This drink boasts almost 100 grams of sugar, which easily adds up to nearly 600 calories. Now, this drink isn't like dessert anymore, it's the whole meal. These are the kind of beverage fails that happen when restaurants feel like they have to swerve out of their lanes trying to be something they're not. Red Lobster is a family eatery for seafood lovers. Red Lobster is not a club where 20-somethings go to party, so why pretend like it is?
Then stop pretending to be.
Select 55, then delete.
This beer smells funky. Can I have a new one, please?
Beer drinkers are, as a general rule, not complicated. They expect good-tasting beer for a decent price. Even with the popularity of fancy microbreweries and the somewhat snubbing of the beer market, beer is still beer. In 2009, along came Budweiser with its Select 55, which the company describes as the lightest beer in the world, with fewer calories than any other beer option currently available. Most beer drinkers know that beer isn't exactly the healthiest option.
Not all of us want the healthy alternative.
It doesn't have fat, but because it's made from grains, there are carbohydrates, and where there are carbs, there are calories. Budweiser apparently thought it could get around the whole carbs and calories thing and keep the flavor. This just sounds like madness and a violation of the laws of chemistry. Even if you're not a beer fan, you can probably work out what Budweiser did wrong. Who thought selling a watery, tasteless beer would be anything other than a fail anyway?
What if the plan was to fail?
Stick around and tap that screen for more great videos. Here for the first time? Well, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell.